Hello everyone, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another episode of my Crybaby Whims Legacy Challenge. This is episode 27. We are picking up basically right where we left off. It is Grace's birthday. She has just aged up into a young adult and she is having some of her birthday cake before she and Alexis head out tonight to celebrate. Alexis has actually also finished her days of classes today, so I don't know why she's doing her homework. She definitely does not need to, because she will be getting her results through any moment, where we'll find out how she did this term. Hopefully she did well, because next term is going to be quite intense for her. I want to make sure that Grace is ready to head out later tonight, because it is only 5 o'clock, so we are probably going to head out about 8-9 o'clock maybe. Scarlett is just outside at the moment. She is browsing the web. I don't know why she's doing that, but I guess she wanted to spend a bit of time outside, so maybe she can come over here and do a bit of fishing. I don't think her garden needs any tending at the moment, no, so that's still okay. So she is going to go over and do a bit of fishing. I just noticed as well that we can collect microscope samples, which is really interesting because even though we don't actually have anything scientific that we can do with her, I love the idea of Scarlett being more scientifically driven, whereas her siblings are all very creative. And speaking of, I'll come back to that point in a second, Alexis has managed to smash her first term and she's got A+ for both of them. So her GPA is A+, which is excellent. Oh, I'm so proud of her. She is going to actually sign up for all of her classes now. So we are going to do these 3 classes and then an elective. I might have her take some photography classes because it is the most artistic out of all of those. And I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but the route that she is going to go down with her degree is arts critic. So I feel like, you know, it's a different form of art. It's not like painting art, it's like photography. So maybe she wants to study that. It's beyond selfie photography. So it's not just the selfies she's going to be studying. And she's obviously staying at home. And she was able to get good merit as well as her scholarship. So we've taken 600 simoleons off, but we are still going to be paying with our loans, even though we've got 25,000 simoleons. But I want to save that for when they can actually move out. So I will come back to my point in a moment, and I'm going to actually have her get started on which classes she got first. She's got one in 14. Oh my gosh, she's got 3 classes in one day. That's going to be heavy. So she is going to start on the Renaissance Revolution of Art. So what I was going to say before we found out about Alexis's results was that Scarlett is so different from her sisters, and I absolutely love that. Like, all 3 of them are really creative and driven by artistic things. Alexis has her painting, and Grace is creative and does her knitting, but she is very social media, and you do need to have a creative aspect and creative mind to do that. And then Taylor is actually a music lover, so they are all creative, whereas Scarlett is actually, she is more scientifically driven. She has got her scientific brain and her mentally gifted trait, and she is also a genius, of course, so she is a lot different to her sisters in that aspect, and I absolutely love that for her. And she's so academically driven and everything like that as well. So I find it really interesting that she is so different, and I feel like this helps her with her story and guide her a little bit for Generation 2. I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to discuss a little bit about Generation 2, but I'm not going to read everything because if you aren't familiar with the challenge, I don't want to give away big spoilers because there's quite big things that happen in Generation 2, but I will introduce you to it at least. So it says, love isn't real, it doesn't feel real, you're not even sure who your real other parent is. Your parents were always too busy messing around and barely found time for you and your siblings. You basically swore off love, thinking it only caused problems. It's not like it mattered anyway. You all died in the end, until you met someone at a coffee shop who shared your love for the outdoors. It was rare meeting anyone as passionate as you. At first, you rejected any and all attempts to go on a date with this person, but wow, they kind of insisted on it. So you decided to humour them, and despite your unflirty ways, they liked you. It was a strange feeling, but it made you fall madly in love for the first time. That is all I'm gonna say about Generation 2. I don't really want to give more information on that. If you know the challenge, then obviously you know what to expect. Please don't spoil it for anyone in the comments, because in case this is their first time watching, I don't want anyone to have it spoiled for them. But yeah, that is what we are going to start with Generation 2, and because of that, our Scarlett is actually demisexual and demi-romantic. So she is not ace, she is definitely going to have some romantic interest, but it is going to take a lot for her to feel that way about someone, and it definitely will not be happening while she is at high school. She is not interested in exploring romance. She's seen sort of like the troubles it's brought people. She saw about how she grew up with all the drama with her parents. As it said, she doesn't even know who her real father is because she is being told it is Dominic, but she doesn't look anything like him. She doesn't look like her sisters. She is a spitting image of her mum, and she's grown up with Thomas raising her, so she doesn't even really know who her dad is. She just has to trust what people tell her. So she saw them, she saw how things went with Alexis at her prom, she saw all about Grace and her failed romances. Obviously Grace is quite happy now with Carolyn, but it took us a little while for her to get there, and I think Scarlett has just decided she's not gonna let that worry her like it did for everyone else. She is just gonna, get on with her life. She's gonna focus on herself. She's gonna focus on her studies. Well, these two are boohooing. Fair enough. As long as they don't get pregnant, I do not mind. But I was gonna say we might head out now, but I might actually have Alexis study a little bit more because she has got her classes tomorrow and we're not gonna really have much of a chance to get our homework done otherwise. I don't even think she's gonna get her homework done for these two classes, but that's okay as long as she studies in the classes. But it'll be good if she can get at least one piece of homework done. I forgot to say that I did actually give Taylor a keyboard because she is a music lover, and I slightly updated her bedroom. I didn't do too much, honestly. I just took out the child objects. Obviously she's still got quite a few kiddie decorations and stuff, but that's because she's just aged up. And I've given her a desk as well, but she is going to come over and practice her keyboard. Alexis literally wants to join the critic. Freya, that is perfect. I know it's faded away now, but it was there, so she is definitely heading in the right direction. But these two have arrived at the nightclub now, and they're both going to come over to the bar. Before they start dancing, they are going to order their favourite drinks. This is going to be Grace's first drink, and we'll say that Alexis is actually buying her first drink. And hopefully we can find out what their favourite drinks are, because I absolutely love finding out what their favourite drinks are, even though it has absolutely no importance. They both have the same favourite drink. I love that, the Virgin Caparina. That is amazing. So they are both having their drinks now, and once they have finished, they are absolutely downing these. They are going to come over and... Shall we start? We'll just start with a normal dance, but I definitely want to do a dance competition, dance battle between the two of them, maybe a group dance or something. Grace is feeling a little bit tipsy, and I think Alexis is as well. So these two are going to have a dance battle, and I think Alexis has seen someone really unattractive, which love that for her. But these two have cleared the whole dance floor, ready for their dance battle. So we'll have to see who is the better dancer. Grace is up first, and she is doing the classic arm dance. I can't remember what it's called, but she is showing off her moves, and I think Alexis will be next. Yep, she is of course doing the exact same dance move, and Grace is I'm not interested, I'm clearly doing it better than you. But they're both having so much fun, and yeah, Grace is you win, I guess, and Alexis yeah, I do, look at my moves, I'm so much better than you. This is actually one of Alexis's interests anyway. She does love dancing, so it makes sense that she may be the better dancer. These two have cleared the dance floor, ready for their group dance. So here we go. I love the group dance, how in sync they are. Everyone is cheering for them, and they're just so perfect. I love these two. They also look so similar. You could definitely tell they're sisters. They look so much like Dominic. They really do. Everyone is literally I think they're cheering the DJ, but we're going to say it's cheering them. And Alexis needs the toilet. I'll let her go to the toilet while Grace does a bit of her work stuff. So she is going to class promote and advertise her hustle. So hopefully we can get this up, because for some reason when she aged up, her performance went from being up here to down here. But that's okay, we can work towards it. She does still need to get to level 3, and then once she's reached level 3, she's going to join the social media career. But yeah, I want her to get this done so we can have it for Jasmine's aspiration. Ooh, Grace is feeling a little bit flirty tonight. It's a shame that her girlfriend is not quite old enough to come to the clubs yet. We're going to say that Grace has obviously just turned 20. And we're going to say that Carolyn is 19. So she is definitely going to be aging up very, very soon. It's just Grace is that tiny little bit older, so that's why she couldn't join us tonight. But I think, it's like 3 a.m. and Alexis does actually have classes tomorrow. Like, I know Grace can stay up as late as she wants, but Alexis is like, look, I do actually have my first day back at uni tomorrow, so I probably should get going. And Grace is probably going to agree and say, yeah, let's head home. It's a great night. Let's end it while it's still good. Jasmine is awake this morning and she is having the worst day ever. And it is not even 6 a.m, but she is making some pancakes for everyone. Scarlett is also awake. She is just having a shower and then she'll come down and have some pancakes. And hopefully boost her fun a little bit because they do have school in a couple of hours and I will be following both of them to school today. Taylor is asleep. For some reason, her energy was so low when we arrived back home from the nightclub. So she is trying to get a little bit of sleep before she has to go off to school today. Hopefully she won't be like too tired for school. And it looks like Thomas was able to do a good job. So he is going to work from home again today and he needs to gift a crop. Oh, that's rubbish. Maybe he can give something to Scarlett actually. Maybe I'll come do that. But his garden does actually need weeding. But I don't want him to do Scarlett stuff actually, so I'm gonna have her come out here and harvest her flowers, and then Thomas can do his own things. Thomas got his gardening to level 5 finally, which means he should be able to get a promotion on Saturday when he officially goes back to work. But once Scarlett has finished eating her pancakes, he is actually going to come over and give her a gift. He is going to give her, what could he give her? Maybe some grapes or something. Because, I mean, she is definitely more interested in, like, flowers, whereas he is more harvestables. But he's going to give her a grape and be like, hey, if you want to plant something, like, maybe you'll get interested in, like, fruits as well. And he is going to give her one of those. But Alexis does actually have her first day of classes today, and there is no way she's going to get all her homework done in time. So I might actually have her just wake up now and start practice for one of them. Maybe her Beyond Selfie one. And she is feeling really angry because she's hot-headed. Maybe she's like, I can't believe I went out so late last night and didn't get all my homework done. But I missed the gift exchange. But they got a sentiment from it and she really appreciated the joke. And Thomas got paid from it, so even better. It looks like Jasmine and Scarlett just adore spending time with each other. Such comfortable camaraderie among family members is a blessing. Should Jasmine and Scarlett be close? Yes, I really like that. I accidentally clicked for the teens to go to school by themselves. I did not want to do that. Oh, I'll follow them to school tomorrow. Okay, these two are gonna head off to school and Alexis actually has her class. I didn't want to stay home because I wanted Alexis to go to her classes by herself, but I'm gonna have to remember to send her to them now. That's such a shame. Taylor is gonna make some friends and Scarlett is probably just gonna study hard. And why is she feeling angry now? She's angry because she's hungry. Okay, fair enough. But I guess I'll spend the day with Grace, who actually has a few work things that she can do anyway. Well, she doesn't really have work things to do, but I'm going to find work things for her to do. She can, like, make reviews and stuff like that. She wants to take a selfie. Of course she does. But yeah, then hopefully we can get that promotion when she goes off to work tonight. I am actually going to send her into work. Because hopefully that will help her performance a little bit more. I've just remembered that Grace has this outstanding business plan. So she is going to contact Angel Investor for some funding to see if this will help her with her career at all. Jasmine is actually over here working on her book. She has got a writing skill up. And Alexis has finished her first class and she is going off to her second one. So going to make sure she takes some notes and listens and everything like that. So hopefully the lack of homework that she did or didn't do won't impact her grade too much. We managed to get 1,400 simoleons for that investor deal. That is absolutely amazing. But I'm thinking Grace could actually spend some time doing some more knitting because she could keep doing like small little things, but I don't know how much that's going to help. Whereas if she does this, hopefully it'll increase her knitting skill and that's more things she can list on Plopsy. She does actually still have a beanie on there that nobody has bought yet. It's been on there for so long and it's actually going to expire tomorrow, so hopefully it won't. But also, I did notice that Carolyn has actually aged up now, so we might even be able to invite her over and get a little bit romantic with her. So I'll let Grace do some knitting to begin with, and then maybe we'll invite her over later today because she is obviously our girlfriend and she is older now, so we can be romantic again. And we also need to find out what her other traits are. Alexis is off to her third class, but for her second one, it said she put in enough work to get a decent grade. So not the best, but obviously that's because she didn't do her homework. So when she gets home, I'm going to make sure her needs are okay and then get her started on all of this because this is going to be a very heavy term for her. But she did so well in the first one, so that hopefully even if she doesn't do the best, it will be like her grade won't drop too much, hopefully. Grace likes knitting. Yay, I'm so glad that finally popped up. She has just finished her poor mismatched socks. Of course she has, but we're gonna see if anyone wants to buy them, even if they're poor quality. Hopefully she'll be like, it's quirky, it's fun, everyone wears mismatched socks now. And then we are going to invite Carolyn over, and maybe we should actually, you know, get dressed. Like, Grace and Carolyn have decided to take their day outside, away from the house, because Grace didn't want to worry about her parents, like, coming and interrupting at their conversation. But we are going to get a little bit flirty with her now that we can, and we'll brighten her day. Oh, she's got such good new traits. Cheerful, goofball, and good. They have randomized so nicely. What? They are so good. So out of her traits, it doesn't really give too much information on what her like career would be. She does like cooking, so maybe she'd do something like catering or anything like that. But we are going to have Grace actually ask her if she's got a career yet, and then maybe afterwards she can encourage her to pursue her dreams. Grace has just learned that Carolyn is actually unemployed, which gives us the chance to ask her to pursue her dreams. I don't know if it's going to work, because she has just aged up. She might be like, I just want some time to, you know, like relax. I've just come out of school. I don't want a job straight away. But maybe she'll be like, yeah, you know, I think that's a great idea. I will follow my dreams. And then I don't have to worry. Yeah, she's like, I appreciate your interest, but it's been one of those days. I want to talk about something else. And she's run away. So she's like, I've just aged up. I don't even want to think about anything like that right now. And I don't know where she's gone off to. She is literally running off. So I think we're going to head home. We're going to take that as our cue. And Alexis, you are feeling pretty decent. So instead of, you know, just looking at your sister's scouting trophy, come and sit upstairs. And we are going to have you get on with some homework. What is the class you have tomorrow? She's got sculpture as expression. So we definitely want to get that one done. And she, oh my gosh, honestly, she has got a presentation, a term paper, a final exam, and another term paper. So we have quite a lot to do. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I might just like lock her door so that no one else comes in. I will obviously let her out when her needs get low, but so that like Thomas doesn't come in right now, he can do what he wants, but Alexis needs to focus on her studies. The teens have both just got back from school and Taylor is absolutely exhausted, so she is going straight off to sleep. Whereas Scarlett is actually, she's coming outside to observe the sky to boost her fun a little bit more. So this is what I mean. She is so much more interested in like the sciencey stuff as opposed to creative stuff. Scarlett is grabbing herself the microscope samples because she is thinking a little bit more about her future, and she's like, she's always loved science, and she loved her science table she had as a child, and she kind of misses the fact she can't do that now. And it sort of inspired her to think about her future, and she's actually going to do a little bit of research into universities and see, you know, when she finishes high school, is there something like that she could go into? Like, her sister is obviously doing art at Brightchester, and she knows, she's like, I like the idea of studying, but I don't want to do something artistic. So maybe there's a course out there that is a bit more like relevant for me. So she has started by looking at University of Brightchester, because that is obviously where her sister goes, so she knows a bit more about that one. And Brightchester, she has got the regular degrees, where the more like sciencey ones, and the distinguished are more artistic. And she's like, well, I could do that if I don't do too well in school. But she's thinking, well, there's also the other university, Foxbury, which I think specialises in more science stuff. So maybe if I do really well in my final exams tomorrow, I could maybe apply to Foxbury, because it is actually her final exams tomorrow, because she won't be at school next week. She ages up next Tuesday, so she won't be going to these final exams. Tomorrow's are literally her final exams. So she wants to make sure she focuses and studies nice and hard. So for now, she's doing her research to hopefully inspire her. And then she will make sure she has done her homework and she is all prepared for school tomorrow, because I will make sure to follow the students to school tomorrow. But she has found out about the Foxbury Institute. Consistently rated as a premier university, Foxbury Institute boasts a modern campus with impressive facilities and a broad swath of alumni who have emerged as innovative leaders in their respective fields. The university is always looking for students who dare to dream. So this one seems a lot more suited to Scarlett, and she is definitely realising that with the distinguished degrees here. So she could do biology, computer science, economics, physics, psychology, or villainy. And at the moment, she is leaning more towards like the sciencey ones. So something like biology or physics. But she is gonna, you know, have a little bit more research. That was just her first chance looking at it. But for now, she's like, okay, that's great. I have an idea in mind. I've got a plan, but I do need to make sure I focus on school while I'm still in school. University's great and all, but I need to do well in school to even get there. So she is going to get herself sorted before she does her homework. Scarlett is talking to her mum and she says, no one likes me. No one will ever like me. Why bother with anything anymore? With Jasmine and Scarlett having that close relationship and that dynamic they got earlier, I think Jasmine would say, I'll always love you. But I love this because it just definitely relates back to what we were saying earlier about how Scarlett is so like unsure of love and everything. And she's not written love off. But at this stage, she's just so skeptical about it. She just doesn't really believe in it. She knows that her parents obviously love each other, but she knows that Jasmine also loved Dominic once upon a time, and now she doesn't. So she's like, well, how do I know that anything does actually last? So she does have these doubts about love and everything, and it's kind of like a barrier and a protection for herself. So she, I love that little pop-up. That fits so nicely for her. Taylor has woken up from her little sleep after school, absolutely angry because she's so hungry again, and also she is erratic. So yeah, she is not in a very good mood, but she's gonna go and grab some pancakes. It looks like everyone is eating pancakes for dinner tonight. Grace has got her pancakes. Scarlett was in the living room eating pancakes, but yeah, Taylor is pretty mad right now. I've just had a look, and Grace has got 332 influencer followers. That is amazing. She is doing really well. She does actually have work in half an hour, so I might have her just hop upstairs and take a really quick shower before she has to leave. I would have her take a nap, but the shift is literally only for 2 hours and I don't want to risk her like missing work. So she is going to have a quick shower instead and then get ready to head off. Alexis was pretty tired after doing one of our homework, so she took herself to have an early night, but I might have her wake up and get a head start on the rest of her homeworks. At least the one for tomorrow is completely done and she is ready. But if we can get on top of all of these, then she can prepare herself for her presentations and her term papers and all of that, and it's just going to be insane. I might actually buy her some earbuds so that she can listen to music while she studies, because otherwise she's just going to be so bored all the time. Oh, Taylor's just on the swings outside. This is so cute. We're going to ignore the fact that her feet are like kicking the fence as she's doing this, but she's so cute. She's still a child at heart. Like, she has only just aged up, so she's only supposed to be like 14 at this point. But it's so cute seeing her like enjoy herself and her little giggles. I feel like she could get the childish trait like her dad has. Speaking of that, he was literally up here talking to her teddy bear, so he's probably missing all the toys that we had to get rid of now that they're not children, but it looks like he wants to go blow a kiss to Jasmine. That's so cute. Someone wants to buy Grace's beanie, finally, after so long. Oh, we'll have to make sure she ships that when she gets home from work, but she is there now. Hopefully she is doing a really good job. She might get her promotion tonight, which means if she does, we can get Jasmine to complete her aspiration, because that is the final thing that needs to happen. She did it! She got promoted to Mega Sinfluencer, and she got like an extra 1,000 simoleons, and she is now at the very top of the Sinfluencer career, which means she can officially start the social media career. But this also means, Jasmine, it's time to tick off your aspiration as well. And she has completed the successful lineage aspiration. Jasmine has finished her generation requirements. We are done with generation 1. And she is celebrating by going off to bed. The teens are both awake this morning and getting ready for school. Scarlett is having herself a slice of birthday cake before she goes off. She does need to have a bit of fun, and she does enjoy gardening, so she might actually come over here and weed and water and then harvest her plants. Hopefully she'll be able to get this done before she goes off to school today. This increases her fun so much. I love it. And also, is this plant sparkling? Is it ready to be? It is ready to be evolved, but she's not quite got her skill up just yet. She will definitely get there very soon. And then she'll be able to evolve her first bush. Oh, that's amazing. This one needs it as well. That is incredible. She's actually also going over to help Thomas with his. So she is doing that watering. That's fine. She is off to school in 1 moment. And I'm going to select to follow the students today. We're following both teens. The girls have arrived at school, and Scarlett is actually going to go do some studying before class, whereas Taylor is introducing herself to 2 other students over here because she still doesn't really have any friends. So Glenn thought she was weird, but she thought he was imaginative but also basic looking. And Everett, they have two very good sentiments, but she thinks he's unattractive. That's okay, because with Taylor, I'm not really going to worry about her having a love life or anything, because as I said, she is only like 14 at this point, so she is a little bit younger. And also I do want to make sure I'm focusing on Scarlett, but it would be nice for her to have like actual friends. We're going to introduce ourselves to Avery over here, because this is another sim that was created for, we're not asked for Sims for Grace, but she is going to come and say hi to Avery, and hopefully we'll get along with them as well. I just want her to introduce herself to Sims that she's not met before. So we've also got Joshua over here. Avery we've got good compatibility with, and also two very good sentiments. Okay, so Avery could be a good friend of ours. Joshua, on the other hand, we think he's annoying, he thinks we're weird, so I don't think there'll be a friendship with Joshua, but Avery could be a good friend of ours. So I'm going to leave Taylor out here just chatting with people, and Scarlett, who is inside at the moment just studying, preparing for her upcoming exams. As I mentioned before, this is her actual final high school exams, so she wants to do really, really well. I'm hoping she will, because I've had it before where I've had a sim like study and do all their homework and they still don't do well in their exams, so I'm hoping that that won't affect Scarlett and she will be able to do a good job today. If you had accidentally discovered the best flavour of bubble tea that you had ever had in your life, but it uses a petal from the death flower, how would you convince other sims that it's worth a taste? That's interesting. So Scarlett is actually, I don't know how good her charisma is, but she is going to rely on her charisma skill and hopefully she'll do a good job. But this pop-up is very interesting. Large skill-based exam booths. Amazing. So her charisma is, I mean, it's only level 1, but she did really well. So hopefully that is going to boost our exam score. After doing well in her exam, Scarlett is actually feeling really confident and she does need to be friendly with a student. So I'd like to see if there is anyone that she knows that she could be friends with. So she has got good compatibility with Caitlin and Donnie. Now, I don't know if it'd be awkward because Caitlin's kind of started dating her sister, but I would quite like to see if she could become friends with Donnie. So we might come over and have a chat with him, see if we can get to know him a little bit. Because I would really like for Scarlett to have like at least one friend. Like, she's not interested in romance, but that doesn't mean she's not interested in friendship. So she is going to come and chat with Donnie. Apparently they're going to sit at the whole other side of the table from each other. But it'd be nice to get to know him. She has learnt that he is actually adventurous. So we do still have one other trait of his to learn. But he was tense, but now he's feeling confident. So maybe he's, feeling better after speaking to Scarlett. Maybe he's feeling a bit nervous because he didn't really have any other friends. And Scarlett made him feel like, he can have a friend. I've gained a sentiment already. You make my day so much better. Thanks for making me smile. So Scarlett already has happy memories with Donnie. And I suppose maybe that's because he's the first person that's showed an interest in talking to her. But she has decided, she's going to research her genealogy. So maybe that whole thing about not knowing who her dad is playing into her mind a little bit more. Even though now's not really the time to be exploring that. She could actually, maybe do a little bit of studying instead of researching her genealogy. But, she is fully prepared for the next exam, so she doesn't need to. So I will just let her continue because it is increasing her fun. This one is better for Scarlett. So Coverdale is surrounded by a lake named after a rich and vibrant gemstone. The question asks you to name rock formations related to various locations and to list the mineral properties of such stone formations. We need to rely on our logic skill, which I think Scarlett's is decent at least, or at least she's got that creative mind. A large skill-based exam boost again, amazing. So her logic, it is only level 2, but she has got the smart brain for it. But Taylor apparently does not, because she is not sitting and taking her exam. And there's only half an hour left. I don't know why my Sims refuse to sit and take their exam. Scarlett is actually, she's staying and doing her exam, which I've never had this happen before. So hopefully, fingers crossed, she will stay sat down at taking her. No, I jinxed it. She has decided she's finished. No, you're not. Finish your exam. Another pop-up? Okay, so this one says, as you reach the last questions on the final exam, an art question emerges. This is not great for Scarlett. So instead of asking you to name the notable works of art, this question asks a more practical art question. It asks about the different painting techniques and asks you to draw a small sketch to demonstrate your expertise. So obviously art is not Scarlett's area, and I don't even know if she's got a painting skill, but hopefully, she's listened to her sister who is studying it. Hopefully she's listened to her a little bit when they do their homework together. Maybe she picked up on a little bit, and hopefully she'll be able to, gain? No, she did not. We probably should have winged it that time actually. But she did still get a small boost. And hopefully it was enough. Scarlett and Taylor both aced their exams. Amazing. Oh my gosh. She is feeling so happy. She aced her final exam. And she is here. It says Scarlett should start thinking about her further education, which she's already done that. And that is her way of, thinking, I did so well in my final exam, and maybe that means I've got a chance of getting into university. So maybe she should even come over and start looking at different scholarships that she could apply for. She's still got a little while before she'd even get to go to uni. She's still got 4 days left of being as a teen, but she is so keen and she is so ready for this. Like, she knows this is what she wants to do now. So she is going to get those scholarships applied for so that she is ready to go. And then I think we'll also have her apply for uni so that when she becomes a young adult, she'll be ready to just start university. So we have got the Great Outdoors, Super Scout and Windenburg Resident. We are going to apply for all 3 of these. Hopefully she will get at least one of them, but she could get these 2 because she's really good in scouts and her fishing and gardening are really good as well. Scarlett has officially applied to university, so her application is on the way and she is starting to think a little bit more seriously about her future. She also does have prom coming up tomorrow, which is very exciting. I don't know if she really care too much, but obviously she will go. It's like a teen rite of passage that she needs to do. So she's not interested in anything else to happen. No romance or anything like that, but she is going to rave to her sister about growing up and tell her how excited she is about going to uni. Now she's applied and she's done her exam, and obviously Taylor did really well as well in her exam, but that wasn't her final exam. So Scarlett's like, I did so well and I think I might be able to get into university and I'm so excited about everything and about growing up. I'm finally going to be able to pursue my more science stream, which I've not been able to do as a teen. And look, she's literally got applied to university. She wants to apply. She has applied, but it is actually on her mind. She is so ready for this. I think I might end the episode here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to leave a like and comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It means so much to me. And I will speak to you all in another video. Bye everyone!